You too. What's happening, y'all? Like I always say, man, I see everybody good, everybody where they need to be, everybody who they need to be, right? If you're not feeling like you where you need to be or you're the person that you need to be within this lifetime right now, change your perspective. Just that simple. Change your perspective and everything you're looking at would change. Everything you're feeling would change just by changing the way you're viewing that thing. That's it. Change your perspective. And lean more towards the positive. You understand? Hey, but look, real quick. Remember, this is a spiritual war, y'all. Right? Remember, this is a spiritual war. Although it seems physical, right? But remember, the physical is the spiritual because it's all within your mind. Right? Even the physical is the spiritual because all is mental. Remember that. So from that perspective, right, you got to know how to recognize these different spirits. Right? Remember, for every thought you have, there's a spirit to support that thought. That's why you can think of something. You can think of certain words, sad, revengeful, happy, curious, right? Rage. All these names that trigger your emotion, right? That's why when you say them, you can feel these. You can feel what sad is. You can feel what revengeful is, right? You can feel what being rageful is, right? They're triggered. They're able to trigger your emotions, right? Or your emotions respond to these things. That there's a connection between these things because it's more than just a word. Sad is more than just a word. It's a spirit. Happy is more than just a word. It's a spirit. You understand? And for every thought you have, there's a spirit to support that thought, right? So not only do you want to be able to recognize these different spirits, you gotta make sure that you're not possessing some of these spirits based off who you are, being real with yourself, right? Understanding yourself, understanding thyself on many levels, so you can know how to counter certain thoughts, certain emotions. You can learn how to think past how you feel, to where you don't let that feeling, right, express itself through your physical being and have you out here doing things that you ain't never planned on doing or didn't even think or imagine that you could do. But because you was caught up in this emotion and you got possessed because you became compatible with that spirit based off whatever that emotion was that put you on a certain frequency, right? Based off that emotion, you felt something based off a thought that you had, right? And that thought and that emotion made you compatible for that spirit. Now you're possessing this spirit. This spirit has possessed you because it's all electricity, it's all light. So his life is about syncing, being compatible, Bluetooth. You understand? So that moment you let that thought trigger a certain emotion, at that point you become compatible for these spirits. Happy, sad, revengeful, confused. These are low frequency spirits that you possess when not able to counter your thoughts. You understand? Not being able to counter your thoughts will make you very, very vulnerable to these spirits. Because once that thought triggered that emotion, because all things come from thought. Right? So once that thought triggered this emotion and you feel this sadness or this happiness or this revengeness or this confusedness or this whatever that may be, you're now becoming compatible with that spirit. So that's why I say you must recognize this, you must understand this so you can be able to recognize this within your physical world. And not only within yourself, within those around you. Right? Within your loved ones, your kids, your woman, your man, your mother, your father, your co-worker that work right next to you. You have to be able to recognize these and pinpoint, right? So you can know what spirit you are dealing with. Meaning you can know what person is, right? What spirit that's possessing or moving this person around you that's in front of you right now. And that could be anybody, your mama, your daddy, your kids. It don't matter. It's on you to recognize what spirit this is. And that would show you what's on their mind, what they're thinking about. Once you're able to recognize the spirit that they hold, then you can see what type of vibe they on, what frequency they're matching. You understand? You have to really, really think about this and take your time. Because their spirit would always show itself. Right? If you can hear right, you will always hear it. If you can feel right, you will always feel it. If you can see, you will always see it. You understand? Because you're not looking with your eyes, you're not listening with your ears. You understand? You're not feeling with your body. This is all mental we speaking on. You understand? With the mind, with the right perspective, with the mind, the right angle, you can see with your mind. You can feel with your mind. You can hear with your mind. Depending on your frequency and that energy you hold. You understand? So that's what we need to be. That's what we want to be, y'all. Right? That's what we want to be. To where we able to recognize what, right? Within our physical world, although the physical is the spiritual, while being here, that's why it's be in the world, not of the world. Being in the world, not of the world, is being here, understanding what this life consists of, but knowing that, but also knowing that everything is all mental. So it may seem like you're in a world full of a bunch of people and all these different people and all these different things going on, but not being of it is understanding that all of this is taking place within the mind. Right? So do you want to get caught up in your physical world, or do you want to understand the way the mind works, if that's what it all comes from? If everything in your physical stems from a thought, from your mind, from your angle of light, you are the observer of your world. Within your own light, you're walking within your own projection of light, receiving and sending signals. Like I say, that's why we only able to experience this reality through the five senses, which is electrical signals that the brain is interpreting, showing you, telling you that it's all mental. This is nothing but the mind. This is nothing but God, because God is the consciousness that's broken up and gave us all minds that we can live within, which is light, different pieces of light. Consciousness is light, and it's broken. Minds are just pieces of that consciousness, which would be pieces of that light, which was what we are. We're pieces of that consciousness, which is mind, which is pieces of light. We are our own divine angles of light, walking within that projection, believing that the signals that we're receiving within that light is the real thing, but it's not. You understand? It's all electrical signals. It's all God communicating with itself. We're just the observers of it. Feels so real, don't it? I know. But understand what's taking place and where you at. Understand how important it is to have a peaceful mind. You understand? A balanced mind. Very important. To have a high frequency mind. A mind full with software that can benefit this, right? That can benefit you. Not a mind full of junk mail, junk information. A mind full of divine knowledge, high frequency information, high frequency knowledge. Right? Because with a mind like that, then you will be able to recognize these things within your physical world. It will all make sense. You will understand what this is now. You would know how to play the game of life now, because you were having that knowledge within your mind. elevating and educating yourself will make you an elite player, right? Because you're high frequency, you're in the heavens, meaning you're a high frequency thought. You have a certain understanding of life and where you at and who you are. So now you know what to look for within your physical reality, within your physical world, which is your mind. You know how to identify these spirits. Automatically you would know, just talking to somebody, you would know when they possessed with a certain spirit, or you said something to them that triggered a certain thought within them, and that thought triggered a certain feeling within them, and at that moment they felt something. If you look closely, you can see it just on a day-to-day basis. Talking to anybody, talking to your mom, your woman, or anybody, you can see whether it's joyful, it's happiness. You can talk to someone and they feel like, hold up. They feel like whatever they may feel, you can see the spirit come in and out. Depending on how this person is taking in what you're saying, is receiving what's been said or what's been done. You look closer, you can see the spirit jump in and out of everybody around you. Because everybody's not operating off this frequency, off this understanding. A lot of people don't know the importance of countering your thoughts, trying to think past how you feel, so you won't respond or react off emotions. It will be based off logic and thought, understanding. You will see the difference. You can see the difference. It's very visible. You understand? But very important for us to understand this while being in this spiritual war. So we're not vulnerable. We're not putting ourselves in vulnerable situations based off our lack of knowing, our lack of understanding. You understand? Remember, for every thought you have, there's a spirit to support that thought. Be careful what you think. Be careful what you make others think as well. If you're considering these your loved ones, or you care about them and you care about how they view you, then you want to be careful, right? Like I say, you treat everybody like they you, treat everything like it's yours. That will bring a great balance within your life, within your world. That's you understanding that I am a piece of it all and all in one piece. You understand? Just think about it.